Hey, Algebra 2, here we go. This is lesson 42 and 43 for Monday's math lesson. If it's the first video that you watched today in your new Thanksgiving theme, welcome. Thanksgiving is coming soon, okay? Super soon. So here we go. 42 and 43. 42 is about estimating with scientific notation, and then 43 is about sine, cosine, and tangent. So guys, if you don't have a calculator, you really need to make sure that you get one, because you need to have a calculator that has sine, cosine, and tangent on it. They sell these at Eldon's. And also let me know if you're having trouble getting one, and I can look around here for them, okay? But you can't be skipping these problems, so you need to make sure that you do have a calculator or something that will do these problems for you. Check your phones as well, because some phones do them, but some phones do only half the problems and not the other part of them. So you have to be careful about what your phone has the capability of doing. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to take a bunch of time talking through this lesson so that we can get through it. When they talk about estimating with scientific notation, you might think about it and be like, well, I don't really understand why you would do that, but here's the reason why. Let's say that you have a problem like this. 16 times 5,280 3 times, and then times 12 3 times. Okay, you put that into your calculator and you get an answer. Plus, it's very easy to put that in your calculator and get a wrong answer, because there's a bunch of numbers right there. Maybe you missed a 5,280, maybe you missed a 12, maybe you put too many of them, etc., right? Here in class, you think, well, then I got the problem wrong. There's like no big deal to it. Didn't Shaska just change the problem, or I count it wrong, etc., etc., etc. But if you worked in somewhere like NASA, but no, for real, if you worked in somewhere where these numbers really matter, you're either going to lose a lot of money with these numbers, somebody could die with these numbers, etc., then you are going to care, and you are going to want to know whether or not you did it correctly or not. Obviously, if it's that big, if it's that important of a number, you're going to do it twice at least. Also, you want to estimate, okay? What that means is this. You're going to put this into your calculator, and this is the answer that you're going to get. You put the first one into your calculator, you get 4.0697 times 10 to the 15. Okay. Now, when you estimate it, what are you doing? You're going to estimate to see if the answer that you get estimating is close to this. Okay? If it's close to this, that means that the number won't be too far away from 4, and the exponent should be like about the same. Okay? That means that your answer is reasonable, it has sentido, and you can say that it's probably correct. Or it's at least not very wrong, okay? Now, if it comes out times 10 to the 12th or something like that, then we would say, I don't think your answer makes any sense, okay? So how do we estimate? This is what we do. There's 2 steps to it. The first step is you need to round this number, okay, to this place, whatever this place is right here, because this is going to be the place of your scientific notation, right? So whether it's a 10th place, 1,000th place, it doesn't matter, but the first place right here that you see, that's the place that you're going to round to. So 16 always rounds to what? 20, okay? You don't have to write this down, but I'm going to write this down this time so you can see before the next step. 5,280, well, you look at the 2, that makes this stay the same, so it's going to be 5,000 times 5,000 times 5,000, okay? Again, like I told you, you don't have to write this down in your homework. And then 12 rounds to 10. 10, 10, okay? So when you round this number, 16 goes to 20, then you're going to put that into scientific notation. 20 is what? 2 times 10 to the first, okay? Remember, because here's the invisible decimal point, and you move it over 1. 2 times 10 to the first, so then you do need to write this down. 5,000 is what? That's going to be 5 times 10 to the third. 1, 2, 3, okay? And you can obviously do what with that? I would write it down again, but if you want to put a little 3 out there, you can do that too. And then 10 is just going to be 1 to the 10 to the 1. And we have to do that 3 times, okay? So, you round it first, then you put your scientific notation for the rounded number, and then you do what? You multiply everything together. 2 times 5 is 10, 10 times 5 is 50, 50 times 5 is 250, times 1 times 1 times 1, so it's going to be 250 times 10 to the what? 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 3 is 7, plus 3 is 10, plus 1, 2, 3 is going to be 13. Okay, but remember you have to make this into scientific notation as 250 right here, so you take your invisible decimal point, put it over 1, 2. That's going to be 2.5 times 10 to the 2 times 10 to the 13, so that's all going to equal out to be 2.5 times 10. Oh no, I forgot something. I forgot you're supposed to round first. Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. It's not supposed to be 2.5. You're supposed to round this 250 first. You also round that as well, so 250 rounded is 300. And then you're going to do it. So that's going to be 3, I'll put it down here, 3 times 10 to the 2, because you moved over 2, right? Times 10 to the 13, so that's going to be 3 times 10 to the 15. The 3 and the 4 are close. The 15 and the 15 are very close, so this estimated answer makes sense, okay? Let me go through the steps again, and then we're going to do it with division. So you round your numbers. You put those numbers into scientific notation, okay? The rounded numbers. You multiply all that together and get a new number, which you also round and put into scientific notation to get your answer, okay, so that you can compare. So let's erase that one at least a little bit. And we saw that the estimation did make sense. Okay, let's look at example 2. Example 2, I'm just going to round in my head. So that means that we have 3,728, that would round to 4,000. 4,000 is going to be 4 times 10 to the third. If you don't remember that, you can just put it up here, 4,000, and then you won't count, right? 470,165 is going to round to 500,000, so that's going to be 5 times 10 to the what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Times 10 to the fifth. Times 10 to the negative 14 already, okay? Because we have that there. This is going to round to 300,000, so it's going to be 3 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, times 10 to the fifth. And then this one's going to round to, this is going to become just 7, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 times 10 to the negative 4, and it already has a negative 5 right there. Okay? I'm going to combine these two exponents so I don't get myself confused. So it's going to be negative 14 minus 5, or plus 5 is negative 11. And then this one's going to combine to be negative 9. Okay, so then we're going to do what? We have 4 times 5 is 20. Times 10 to the negative 8, and then 3 times 7 is 21, times 10 to the negative 4, okay? If you put 20 divided by 21 into your calculator, you're going to get what? Like 0.9 something, because they're basically the exact same number. 0.95, okay? Which means it's going to round to equal what? 1. So we're going to put 1 right there, times 10 to the what? Negative 8 minus a minus 4 is going to give you a negative oops, something happened here. I figured out what happened here. This should not be negative 11, this should be negative 9. Because it was negative 5, it was negative 14 in a positive 5, well that's going to be negative 9, not negative 11. Duh. So 3 minus 9 is going to give you a negative 6. Okay, negative 6 minus a minus 4 is going to equal to be negative 2. So your estimated answer is going to be 1 times 10 to the negative 2. Okay, if you do that in your calculator, all this mess, you're going to find out that that is close to the real answer. Okay, we're going to do one more before I show you your practices, because it's not that it's a hard concept, but there's a lot of steps to it, right? So we do want to make sure that we understand each of the steps, which are what? Round, write in scientific notation, Do the scientific notation, round again, and get your answer. Okay, let's do it. This one's no different from any of the other ones. This is gonna round to 0.04, right? So that all goes away. So it's gonna be 4 times 10 to the negative 1, 2. Negative 2 times 10 to the negative 14, that was already there. This is gonna be 40,000, so that's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 1, yeah, 4. Times 10 to the positive 4, times 10 to the 43, that was already there. And then this will round to 10,000, so that's gonna be 1 times, let me write that one down because I don't wanna get it wrong, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 times 10 to the positive 4 times 10 to the negative 23, okay? Then we're gonna combine all these. This should be negative 16. It's gonna cross it out. 4 plus 43 is gonna give us a 47 and cross that out. 4 and negative 23 will give us a negative 19 and we can cross that out, okay? Then we're gonna go 4 times 4 is 16 times 10 to the 47 minus 16 is gonna give you 31 over 1 times 10 to the negative 19. So we're gonna add the 19 because it's negative, right? So it'll be 16, because 16 divided by 1 is gonna give you 16. But then you're going to round the 16 to give you 20, pardon, so that's 2 times 10 to the 1 times 10 to the 31 plus 19 is going to give you 50. So it's going to be 2 times 10 to the 51. Okay, there you go. Go ahead and try your practice. You have 3 of them. And then we can check that and move on to lesson 43.